Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on students.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 4 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter angles. So here I'm on grade 4 math. Let's just start with the chapters. I'm going to start with the first lesson, that is acute, right, obtuse, and straight lines. Let's just start with the lesson. Is this angle acute, right, obtuse, or straight? So first thing we need to learn is what are these angles, right? Acute angles are the angles that measures less than 90 degree, right? So if an angle that measures less than 90 degree is known as the acute angle, and the angle that measures more than 90 degrees, the obtuse angle. Right angle is the one in which one of the angle exactly measures 90 degree, and then the straight line is the one that has the angle that is at 180 degrees. Let's just start with the test questions. Is this angle acute, right, obtuse, or straight? So that is a straight line. The correct option is straight. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is this angle acute, right, obtuse, or straight? So the angle is more than 90 degrees. So that would be obtuse angle. Is this angle acute, right, obtuse, or straight? That angle is measures more than 90 degree. So that is the obtuse angle. Option number 1 is the correct option. Is this angle acute, right, obtuse, or straight? So that is less than 90 degree acute angle. It is option number 1 is the correct option. Acute angle option number one is the correct option. Okay, is this angle acute, right, obtuse, or straight? Obtuse angles it is. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to this lesson. That is angles of 90. Hello. Yes, I think you can hear me now. Okay, so hello. Okay, let's just start with. Okay, is this angle acute, right, or obtuse? So, how do we measure angle? One of the line must be aligned with zero, like zero on the hairs this side and either on this side, and you need to measure the angle. Now you are measuring. You need to measure the angle from inside now. So that is 30 degrees. 30 degrees is less than 90. That is acute angle. Is this angle acute, right, or obtuse? So one of the angle is aligned with zero, right? Here this is zero. Now you need to measure the angles on the outer side. So that is 100 and 110. That is the obtuse angle. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is this angle acute, right, or obtuse? That is exactly the right angle because it measures 90-degree. Option number 2 is the correct option. Right angle it is. Is this angle acute, right, or obtuse? That is acute angle. Option number 1 is the correct option. Is this angle acute, right, or obtuse? And that is the obtuse angle because it measures more than 90-degree. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is estimate angle measurement. Let's just start with the lesson. What is the measure of the angle? Like you just have to make a guess. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the measure of this angle? So we are given two of the angles, 45 and 90. That is not 90, right? So then 45 it is. Option number one is the correct option. 45 degree it is. What is the measure of the angles? Choose the best estimate. So what is the measurement of this angle? That is 60 degrees. Option one is the correct option. What is the measurement of this angle? That is exactly 90 degree. Option number one is the correct option. 90 degrees it is. What is the measure of this angle? ,30 degree it is. Option number one is the correct option. What is the measure of this angle? That is 45 degrees. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. That is adjacent angles. What is the value of angle U? So angle U is the sum of angle 30 and 40. So 30 plus 40 is 70. So angle U equals 70. Let's just start with the test questions. So what is the value of R? R, the red line that covers 30 and 40. So 30 degree plus 40 degree together makes 70 degrees. Option number one is the correct option. What is the value of B? The complete angle is 80 degrees, right? You are given one of them that is 30. You need to find the other one. So just subtract 80 out of 30, right? So 80 minus 30 is 50. So that means the missing one is 50 degrees. Option number two is the correct option. The complete angle is 70 degrees. So 70 minus 40 is 30. Option number one is the correct option. What is the value of V? That is 80 degrees. Option number one is the correct option. What is the value of U, which is the correct option? That is 40 degrees. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. Chapter we're working on is angles. The lessons we have covered today are acute, right, obtuse, and straight angles. Angles of 90, 180, 270, and 360 degrees. Measure angles with a protector. Estimate angle measurement and adjacent angles. So please make sure before the session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.